All right, thank you for watching this video. The purpose of this video is to go over a letter, explanation letter. So the purposes of this is so, let's just say maybe you have blemishes in your credit from the past for tax reasons or uh, credit credit cards or whatever it is. The lender may want a letter of explanation regarding those. So I'm going to go over a a letter, just kind of one that I have put together. Now, what I would do is talk to, so obviously each lender is different on what they want to do, but I know from a strategy standpoint, what you want to do is before you submit the loan, you want to provide a letter of explanation up front so that you can disarm the lender on any challenges that you have in the credit, so they know up front instead of they having to find out and then later on ask you about it. So obviously the purpose of this letter is put together a letter to address any lender's potential concerns or finance companies' concerns. Uh, on you, obviously you put this on your letterhead. You put the address, who you address it to, the date, and so forth on here. And what I said here, to who it may concern, the purpose of this letter is to address the concerns from the credit report or from my application. And what I suggest is start from the positive. So, like for an example, I've been a great steward on my credit uh, since being established. Um, let's just say maybe you've had credit for 20 years and you got some blemishes on your credit that needs to be explained. I can say being established since then, that that shows, hey, you got a long history of credit. Maybe the question is, what if I have a short history of credit? You want to start whatever the positive it is on your credit. Since being established, let's just say you've had, maybe in those 20 years, you only had 3 blemishes on your credit, but those are the concerns that they have. Only had 3 blemishes. And then you're going to need to explain those 3 blemishes on your credit. So on such and such date, I established this. So like, for example, let's just say, like I've had a client had a timeshare situation, and they reported that on their personal credit. And let's just say on so and so established an account with whatever timeshare, and uh, after, we'll just say, about a year or two, with not being not being able to use their credit, I you know beg and pleaded. I called them, sent letters, whatever you did to extinguish your credit, they wouldn't let us out of the credit. And um, due to my surprise, or due due to our disappointment, we we sent we got a repo on our credit or whatever. Or let's just say maybe you have a credit card account that was late, and maybe you had it late, and maybe it was during a time, or it's a tough time, and it happened like 4 or 5 years ago. And now that you've corrected that action, you say, hey, back in 2015 or whatever it was, I uh, uh, had some challenges, or I had a divorce, or it was a time where things are really bad, and whatever you can do to explain it, and then color code it to the situation as being better. You say, well, um, there was just that one time that we were late because maybe a bounce check from our employer, or whatever it is, that you can explain what that challenge was. If you just document that and then put that in the letter. Obviously, if it's a situation where it's less of your fault and more fault of the creditor, or the lender, that'll look better on your behalf in the letter. But if it was a situation where maybe it was your fault, and uh, you realize it's your fault, and now you're taking ownership of that, and and then you explain that, hey, you've learned from that or whatever, and since then, the last couple of years, we've paid all our things on time and so forth. But we just want to uh have those things on file to explain it. And hey, if you got a 700 credit score now, um you know it's best to explain the situation ahead of time now versus later on. uh this file that you can use, creative in Word, what I'll do is, on the bottom of the screen, I'll just put it in there where you can get access to it. And then as I improve on it, I'll give, you know, I'll improve it, ameliorate it, or as it goes on, make it more beneficial to anyone that's using it. Now we've this can be used for personal loans or maybe personal mortgage. Obviously, our company, we focus only on business financing, uh, but and you can use that for that. I will have a later other videos about business credit and that kind of stuff, or how you can establish name on that, and there'll be some information on webinars and those kind of things on that. You can take advantage of that. But thanks again for watching this video, and have a blessed day.